CTC cut the check, grant them gets. Fuck her at. I'm screaming fuck the other side till they kill me. I'm sick of niggas talking shit like they built like me. They know that murder running through my veins real deep. They know we out our minds. Zip them up, put him to sleep. Hold up, ain't no.
This on Instagram labels himself as an unsigned artist. And we see on his Instagram, he's a brand new artist. He ain't even got his official check yet, but that's soon on his way. You hearing the straight hot dope from Baton Rouge right here on Free to Be Me. Now, FL Dusa has been putting in work. He has several songs, you heard me, that's out right now. Several videos for you to go and check that boy out. Play for Keeps is what we playing right now. Now, in the beginning of Play for Keeps in the video, you got to go check that out. He does an homage to Boulevard Quick. Now, Boulevard Quick is a Baton Rouge legend. Boulevard Quick was killed in November 2019, and Boulevard Quick, as you know, did a song with your boy Fredo Bang, and Fredo Bang and Dusa just released this new track last week, Sad Song.
I knock him off and stretch him out and paint him red. He shouldn't have said what he said, that's why that nigga dead. Walk him down and blow his dread. It ain't no secret, me and Baby Cluck be slinging lead. I got these bitches scared. Just to do your dance with that chopper, it won't never stop. I ain't said a prayer to the Lord before I up the top.
He put it on quick.
I put that shit on quick, I bet I off his top.
Free Dusa, bitch. You hoe, dick in the booty. Fuck you and the rest of them bitch ass niggas. Stop putting the people in the nigga business. Y'all, why y'all won't have the people think we ain't beefing with y'all? So why you worry about us? Bitch, you know the real. You told on Dusa, got the man in penitentiary, and you told the people you couldn't live down here, so y'all bitch ass nigga relocated to California.
Yeah. FL Dusa, you know, he hung with your boy Quick. Quick was murdered back November 2019, if y'all remember. And that's G Money. They all from the G Money clique, TBG, the Gorilla Gang. G Money died in September 2017. And that's Fredo Bang. You know, Fredo Bang real hot right now. But this is all, you know, the same kind of clique. Fresh. And in the beginning, we asked y'all what was Dusa's favorite food, and you thought it was beef, but it's looking like it's some kind of fettuccine, some kind of Alfredo, some kind of seafood pasta, something like that. So if you didn't guess, put it on, you know, you go check your comments and see who got it right.
I can learn. Real pay. Yeah, real pay. Yeah, it's that
real pay.
Fresh.
Fourth quarter. Let's go.
Fourth quarter, let's go.
CTC cut the.
All right. Yo, let me see what we got on here today. What's going on? Yo, what up, G?
What up, Rush?
What's happening with it?
Let's show, you know, do what we do.
Yeah. All right, let me see what we got in here. We're going to get going. Hello, what's going on?
What up? What it do, y'all?
All right, 24K all day. All right, hold on. Let me see what else we got on the line. All right, Jazzy Thick Chick in the house. What's going on, Jazzy?
Jig for shit.
Hello.
Yeah, that's Jig for shit. Okay, we're gonna do a little small introduction. We got some requests to kind of get to know the team a little better, and so I'm gonna play a little clip real quick, and we're gonna let you know who's up. Who get ready for your introduction.
Nice rhythm with that good, make a nigga act right. Broke boys don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right. Big bag pussy, not the belly band. Take remember, Balenciaga party back and all these bitches fuck. It's big bags, bustin' not the belly band. Take a man, working back, party back and all you bitches fuck. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuff. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuff. If it's up, then it's.
All right, who you had with you there? 24K. Who was that?
I had my son with me.
What y'all? That's a cute little video. What y'all just like making little TikToks with him?
Yeah, he be dancing, and I don't have no rhythm, so I had to, learn something and practice it a few times, and I, he was surprised.
Yeah, now I know you told me at some point that that your son had you and your son had a weird encounter lately. Let the people know what we about to partake on.
He overheard my conversation. You know, I don't even know how he even overheard it. You know, I asked him, was he standing on the door or something? So he just overheard a conversation that was a little provocative, that, you know, little sexual conversation, and then he got mad about it. You know, say he don't
All
want,
right.
you know.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away. We about to show something. But hold on. Some people came in. Whoa, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Y'all doing introductions and videos and all that, man. What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Hey y'all.
From Baton Rouge. Where you at? Where y'all at? Y'all on location somewhere. Y'all always somewhere. Where y'all at, Betty and Marla?
In Alabama?
Casino. No, we're in Arkansas.
Somewhere, shit, I don't know.
Somewhere where the drink is good, apparently. Betty don't know where she at. What are
I don't know where I'm at.
I don't know where I'm at. Damn, that's the kind of trip I want. I don't know where I'm at. Yeah, well, look, y'all, we about to do a little story time with Fallon. Y'all check this out. And
Yeah,
let's
let me
talk to
check it
Fallon
out.
a little.
What up, this 24K. And, you know, I have a story about kids and things they shouldn't be hearing. Maybe about a week ago or whatever, I was on the phone. And, you know, I was talking. And so my son ended up coming in my room a little while later, asking me to mute my phone. He had to tell me something. Like, what's up? So my son says, he said, Ma, I heard your conversation. I heard what you said. I'm like, you know what I said? So he said, I heard you say, I could have made you come faster if I wanted to. I could have made you wait longer. And I'm like, that's how you heard? He said, yep. I'm like, what else you heard? Nothing. Now, mind you, his room is way down the hall. He in the room with his door closed. So you heard nothing I said before that, nothing I said after that. But you heard one part of the conversation. So, you know, I tell him, like, Joe, tell my son, I'm like, son, look, you don't know what I said before or after that, you know, so you don't even understand the conversation. You just hear one thing and go with it. He said, Ma, I'm 13. I know, I know about sexual stuff. I understand all of that. I'm not a little kid anymore. You gotta accept that. I heard you talking about sex toys the other day, like you think you talking around me, but I know. I said, it's not, you're not knowing that. I'm like, but you don't know what the conversation was about. Like I said, you didn't hear anything before or after. So I'm like, I could have been saying what somebody else was saying. You don't know. That's all I'm saying. Then he goes to tell me, that's nasty. Y'all not even together. I told him I'm grown. And I'm like, you don't tell me what's nasty. Now I told him what's nasty, that bathroom of his, So, I just was really embarrassed. I didn't really appreciate him hearing that. And it's like, dude, you heard nothing before and nothing after. That one little part. So now when I'm on the phone, I'm in the room with my TV up. He's like, so you got your TV up? I'm like, yeah, I do. And you can stay on my goddamn business. And that's story time.
He can do me in the swim. He can do it in the hallway. He can do me in the room. And my man, he give me good love. I just can't get enough of his touches and his rubbing. He's sitting me chill, all about it. Got me begging for more of his kisses and his hugging.
Yo, all right. We all back. Let me see. I think most of us are here. So, what y'all thought about that little story time with Fallon there?
I would have been so drove if my son would have heard me. Oh, I would have been so drove.
Yeah. I was drove as hell. That's why I fussed at him, like, shit, your bathroom that's the boy, but I would.
Children, everything's so black and white. They want rules. They want you to follow them little rules. But he shouldn't have been here. Husband. Then you had to turn the TV up on his ass, keep him out your business.
Yeah. Every day, night, time I talk, I don't care what I'm talking about, TV gonna be up.
I hear that. All right, what we got up for tonight, y'all? What's going on? What's going on in the world? I think did anybody see that there was a lawsuit settlement with the Bryant family with regarding that helicopter? That'll be out of the sports news today. Anybody catch that?
Yeah, I didn't read into it, but I did hear that they all accepted a settlement.
Yeah, that just
I
happened.
wonder how much that is.
Shit, really? For Kobe Bryant and the daughter and all the families?
All the family, yeah.
I can't imagine that helicopter service is gonna have to go out of business or something.
Go out of business, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Well, we're gonna follow that story and we'll stay tuned with some facts. It's always
And with that being the case, which we talking about, and then you hear about Kodak Black getting some backlash because he did a helicopter. Yeah, it was his birthday. He did a car painting, in honor of Kobe Bryant, but also a helicopter. There was a helicopter. He did like purple and gold, and he been, getting backlash behind that.
It's like he always want to talk about the people that died. He said something crashed right after, after your boy died to, Lauren or whatever. He said something crashed then. So he always trying to capitalize on a brother death. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see much on the crash with Kobe. But I do remember they wanted to sue TMZ for being first to put it out before even his family, anybody knew about it.
Yeah, TMZ always getting shit first. They got to be careful with that. Now, a lot of news we get off of TMZ, so that's hard. You're a celebrity. That's that life. Speaking of celebrities in that life, I know that there was some recent developments in that whole T.I. debacle. Looked like that chick that first brought everything to light has gone on Jason Lee's Hollywood Unlocked, and she went ahead and shared some information. Anybody check Hollywood Unlocked out?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so basically, let me see. Basically, with Hollywood Unlocked, there was a situation where T.I. Had on Hollywood Unlocked, the Sabrina Peterson girl, who I believe officially is the hairdresser. I thought, is that the hairdresser? Jazzy chick, can you help us out here with some of the story? Who is she exactly? She was in the Entourage. Yeah. And she was a hairdresser.
Yeah, she was the hairdresser.
Mm-hmm. And she was Tiny friend, wasn't she?
Yeah, I think she was real cool with Shekinah at first or something, but I think her Shekinah and Tiny were cool.
Mm-hmm.
What you said on Hollywood Unlocked, she said that she don't really know Shekinah.
Oh,
that's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
That, I don't know. It's like she jumping around. It's like every time something come out, you just hear new details. Not saying that none of the stuff's true because I don't know, but just some things make it hard to believe. Like the things that I've heard in the story makes it hard to believe.
Gotcha.
And then you ask for them to drop everything out, somebody apologize to you in so many days. And it's something that's serious. I'm not gonna drop it for an apology.
Well, I encourage you to watch the interview on Hollywood Unlocked. Now, I'm not saying that she don't have no motivation for coming out with her story, but I don't think she lying. And pretty much her story was just that T.I. put a silver gun in her head back in the day when they was running or doing allegedly. Wait a minute. Do I have to do that allegedly shit? Allegedly,
Yeah.
They say everything is allegedly.
yeah, everything we saying is,
Hmm.
you know, according to them alleged allegations, allegedly. But yeah, allegedly, she tells a story. She recounts a story about back in the day. She been arrested for dope. You see what I'm saying? So she was saying that some type of way they was in some type of affiliation, and Tip came in there and put a gun on her head. So when she came out with the story, that was like the tip of the iceberg, no pun intended. And then all these people start inboxing her, and telling her, hey, this happened to me with him. This happened to me with him. And then eventually it got into the sexual allegations. So she really is just like the precipice of the person whose voice was heard first. And then she broke the story on the sexual allegations, but she wasn't, according to her own words, not sexually abused by Pip and Tiny. But it was because they had pulled a gun on her and put a hit on her. She goes on to say that they put a hit like 25K hit. She found out some type of way. So it's all alleged allegations, but basically, that's what she went on Hollywood Unlocked to say. And because she came forward, other women had the courage to come forward. So now she's trying to make sure that the other women voices don't get silenced, that they have the right to say what they have to say. But to your point, 24K all day, she is also selling CBD infused items and weed and flowers on her site, Pretty High. If you go to her Instagram, there's a link in her bio to her store where she's trying to now be she calls herself a legal drug dealer. She had done Fed time previously, and now she wants to sell it legally. So maybe this is a publicity stunt, but maybe she's also telling the truth. Can it be both? What y'all think?
Yeah, probably. Because I know I heard on the radio last week on Ricky Smiley Morning Show that she was friends with them, with Tiny and Ti. I guess she could have been just Tiny friend or maybe Ti friend, but supposedly she was friends with them. And what they were saying, I guess it's so many stories, so we really never know the truth. And they were saying that once she found out that other women were being abused, that's what made her tell her story. So I don't know.
I think it's true. And I think she probably, came out with it because she, felt a little play that she found out other people, you know, was having threesomes and stuff. So I think it's true to me. She probably thought she was the only one.
Yeah, I don't think it was. She wasn't in any of the sexual activities, is what she said. That wasn't her thing.
Oh, she, she was in there.
Hmm.
That's what I think she was in there.
So what does she want him to apologize for? What does she want them to apologize for?
Pulling a gun.
What?
Well, her and Tiny were friends. Ti pulled the gun on her, and that's when their friendship pretty much ended. Your man pull a gun on me, I'm not dealing with you no more. It's kind of how their friendship ended. So she was friends with Tiny, but Ti pulled the gun on her allegedly.
So I don't know. So for me, after all these years, what it's sexual allegations that's also being thrown out and trafficking and everything else that's been alleged. If she got a gun pulled out on her, then what does that have to do with everything else? Like, why is she in the spotlight, and what she want to apology for after all this time?
Because basically she's just got kind of trying to explain his character. The same gun that was described that was confiscated from his house, one of the other
Mm-hmm.
young ladies said that was the same gun pulled on them was the one pulled on her, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she's basically, I guess just upset that kind of his character is being revealed. So I guess she just kind of adding to it to tell what type of person she know he
Mm-hmm.
is. She said for years Her having to hold the information just was really, a lot on her. Um, just because he was in the spotlight and kind of appearing to be the whole good dude, after he kind of got into trouble, but then kind of was on the good side. But just the undercover life that he was living, that and she says that everybody around him know it, and all in the elite world, musicians and all. She said, it's very known what's going on,
Yeah,
allegedly.
right. But I
Um,
mean, go ahead.
so I mean, pretty much all together, I just to tell who Ti is.
So basically, she
Hell
just wanna,
Dusa.
she just wanna, at the end of the day, she just wanna, I guess, what am I trying to say? She just wanna basically destroy his character. I mean, people know he hood. I mean, that's what hood niggas do. I mean, he ain't
What?
nothing
What?
special.
What hood niggas?
It's stuff like that. Guns, drugs. He done been caught with drunk guns, drugs. I mean,
And putting some
I
people
mean, people,
just
people that's really from the street. Like, I don't see where they will believe Ti is this damn angel. So I still don't
I think he
understand
was
her
kind of a
point.
recovering angel. It wasn't kind of like, he
I,
was
I
off
don't think
top.
he
So
was
I
an
guess
angel
it
in the
was kind of like,
beginning.
his brand new attitude. Well, yeah, he was gotten in a lot of
But
trouble.
right, but people can change at the end of the day. So
Right. So
just because he,
that's what it was appearing. So that's what she was just saying, that, it hurt her so bad that she couldn't reveal that after knowing who he was and watching for so many years.
In her in her interview, she kind of mentioned a whole
So was
lot
Sabrina,
too.
in her interview, she mentioned what?
Yeah, and in her interview, she mentioned a whole lot where she was like, what happens to the person that used to, she was like, at that time she was fresh off the pole, or however she worded it. But she was like, when she came home, she knew she had to rewrite her story and rewrite her past so that her son wouldn't see what the blogs and everything had. So she also states, being from your past, if you were, um, uh, you know, hurt in some type of way, are you not to be believed based on your past? And that does bring up a good topic, because that's even like a prostitute. If she's selling her body out there, does she not have the right to say uh, who she wants to be touched by and not? So it doesn't, being that her past was maybe a sexual or a crime past, her future that she's doing now, she's also saying how she's speaking to young black women and stuff, like herself, that has been in those situations, and wanting to uplift them and wanting to bring them to see how you can change your life and not have to go in that path that she took.
Okay, so it's okay for her to be able to do whatever she did and change, but it's not okay for him to do what he did and change. I mean, I ain't trying to take up for him, but I'm just looking at the two scenarios. Like, it just bothered her that he now is, I guess, trying to be what he are. What I mean, he now trying to, I guess, act like he's, this changed man, when
Yeah.
that hurt her to see that. So she need to let people know, what's going on. So what's the difference in her being who she was, and now him trying to change to be who he is?
uh yeah, she states that in there too. She says, she gets that no one believes the people, and everyone is trying to, she how people feel, like people such as his fans, and um even some people that's just you know, kind of peeking into it that some people take up for the uh, the accused at some point. They don't believe that this person did it, being that you don't know their 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 life on the inside. Um, I'm trying to word this right, but you know, it's like people do change, but it's like what she said with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby changed, but he still did what he did.
Yeah, I think you know everybody does get a right to a second chance because who you were in the past may not be who you are right now, but we can't step over it. You know what I'm saying? You like she said, if you don't, you got to reveal it to heal it. You see what I'm saying? And he got to at least acknowledge that he, you know, and there is video of T.I. cussing out the gate attendant at his house who wouldn't let him in at the time because it was some kind of mix up. But the man was just doing his job, and T.I. just got belligerent. So you could tell that there's like a temper there, and that temper didn't just form. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like ongoing. So I don't know. I'm leaning toward believing her. Now, all along, he's saying like when I saw the video here in a second, he's saying that how do you know that you know that she telling the truth? How do you know that these people didn't inbox her a bunch of lies? And she's not an investigative reporter, and she didn't go check all the stories out. So let me see if I got that with him. Let's see exactly.
Have done for everybody to come in, chime in, and make their opinions about what we do and don't do or should or shouldn't do. But I will say this: whatever we ever have done, we've been done with consensual adults who into what we into and like what we like. If we want something, we know exactly where to go to get it. We ain't never forced nobody. We ain't never drugged nobody against their will. We ain't never held nobody against their will. We ain't never made nobody do anything. We ain't never trafficked anything.
So to me, that sounds like he admitting to it. Because everything he said is against their will, against their will, and against their will.
So it sound like he's saying that stuff did happen between them, but it was never against nobody's will. Like nobody raped you, nobody forced you to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like we had threesomes, orders, or whatever, but it wasn't against your will. You know?
Right.
Yeah, the same people that was living the life we live. Right.
Right. That's what he's saying.
The things that have transpired.
So we take it.
Hey, so as y'all could probably guess or imagine, it's been extremely difficult for me to remain quiet in light of all the things that have transpired and all of the egregious allegations just tossed around about me and my wife. But it's a reason for that. And I don't mind sharing it. You see, if a person does not have any right to criminally or civilly have you in court, they have no right. The best thing they could do is get you for a defamation suit, drag you to court, make you pay their legal bills, get you in court. Now, I mean, at this point, man, it's at the point where that don't even matter to me no more, okay? But that's the motive, that's the strategy, that's the intention. Say a whole bunch of false stuff about you that get people to believe and make them come out and say, they're a liar, they're a liar, they're a liar. And then they can say, see, they call me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what he have to say in relation to all of this here that she was about to say. That they can't bring him to court civilly, so there's nothing they can prove. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
So there's nothing they can prove, so she got to be lying. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the only thing she can get a bag for is defamation. And I will admit in the video, if y'all go check out Hollywood Unlocked with Jason Lee, Sabrina Peterson, she does recount certain stories, who said her name, this and that. And she was like, oh yeah, I need to go sue Shekinah. You know what I mean? So she's litigious, that's for sure. But that don't mean she lying, but still, it just looked funny. Like
I don't, you know, at the end of the day, I don't feel that she's lying. I think that she needs to tell her story in order to heal. You know, that can be a part of her healing. So maybe she have to do what she have to do to heal. I mean, the only way we can heal is if we release it. I mean, long as it's balled up inside of us, you know, it's on us. So yeah, that's what I think.
Do you think there should be a certain time frame, like the statute of limitations when people come forth with, allegations like this?
No, I don't. I don't, because you don't know how long it takes people to heal. I mean, you know, she, like I said before, you know, people that has been abused and things of that nature, in a sense, they feel it's their fault. I mean, then, like we discussed in the past, that's somebody that has money. So who's gonna believe that? Just like now, you know, it's, you know, who's gonna believe it?
Yeah.
So you know, they have to first find it within, probably find it within their heart to heal first, and you know, she's able to talk about it now, which is good. I mean, that's progress for her.
yeah, I think she actually touched on something you said. If I can, let me just see if I can get her up right quick.
I understand all those things, but at the end of the day, from all this is that there's no way that you can heal from the shit you don't reveal. I say to so many different victims is when you're victim shaming, you are predator empowering. You're sending a message that, like, I understand that you're protecting the R. Kellys. I understand that you know Bill Cosby couldn't do this. I understand that you're protecting Tamika and Clifford right now. You feel me? I understand all those things. But at the end of the day, that two people are hearing your messages. The victims, we hear you loud and clear. We get it. You don't believe us. We're liars. We're bitches. We're hoes. I'm saying, you know, this stuff could have obviously happened to us, and if it did happen to us, it was not the fault of the person that did it. It's 100% our fault. We get it. Okay, I get it. That's how you feel. But you're also sending a clear-cut message in totality in our community that if I was me raising an 8-year-old, I would tell him, baby, if I knew my son had sexual deviancies or drug issues or wanted to be abusive, I would push him to become as rich and famous as he possibly could be, because that's where he could. That's exactly where he could do it and get away with it. Another thing too is that you don't know who your victims are going to become. Mm-hmm. So yeah, at 28, I was the fresh out ex-stripper, months off the pole. I was the girl that was, you know, in the illegal market of cannabis. I'm saying I was the girl in the streets, but you don't know who that woman is going to become. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these men out here, a lot of these women sitting here victimized. Yeah, she may be a hoe today. She may be a stripper today. You don't know where life is going to lead that woman. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You don't know, like, yeah, he may be 8 years old, and you got on him right now by pushing him in the closet with a gun, but you don't know who that 8-year-old's going to become. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, for anyone who's out here victimizing anybody, understand that quiet person isn't going to always hold their tongue. And that loyal person is going to eventually choose loyalty to themselves.
Right on, sis.
Yeah, now I can't fault what she's saying right now. Like, she's speaking on some facts right now, but all on motivation and all that, man, I don't know, Tip. I wish he had just addressed it.
He did. He said it was consensual. Whatever he knew.
Well, I mean, he didn't address the allegation of
With
pointing
her.
gun. He didn't address the gun thing. He addressed the text thing. So pay attention to that.
Gotcha.
And he didn't say he didn't. He didn't say he didn't do it. He just said it was consensual. And he never spoke on the gun charge or whatever she was alleged. You know. So I don't know.
They might not speak right now if they got their lawyer involved.
True that, they might not. And you know, I didn't really follow. I saw Shekinah, and I know she had cried, and she said that she had nothing to do with the rapes and all of that there. But she also kind of spilled a little tea, if you ask me. She kind of made me ask more questions based on her trying to save her friends, whatever she thought she was doing. It was like the reverse. I felt like she was dry snitching at the end of the day. I don't think she meant to, but she was saying, telling a lot more, like, you know. So
Did you
And then that's what Sabrina said in that show. Then she came back and said that old girl said that Tiny was telling her what to say. Did you hear that part in the interview?
No, I didn't hear that part. So come to find out, Tiny was behind. Yeah, that's what, okay. I did. I
She
ain't gonna lie.
said
You
allegedly, yeah. And then
Allegedly.
old girl said she didn't think it was true, but that was Shekinah's side. That's why she came out and said it. That Tiny was right next to her telling her what to say.
Did you see how they brought like Nelly's name got into the mix? Did y'all ever hear about that? Into the whole Tiny?
Like St. Louis Nelly?
Nelly, like, did you hear that his name had got brought up into the T.I. and Tiny mix?
Oh.
It was saying, I don't know if it was Sabrina or the other one because they said it Jane Doe at the time. But basically they said that T.I. and Tiny forced the chick to have sex with Nelly. That T.I. and them basically forced 8 X pills into the girl's mouth. You know what I'm saying? It made her get high of ecstasy. Not saying that was true, but at first I'm like, somebody forced her to take 8 ecstasy pills. But they did say that it was alleged that they basically forced her to have sex with Nelly. So like all of that came out too in the mix of everything. So I was just like,
I didn't hear that one, but I remember the way Sabrina or somebody and Jazzy Thick Chick. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but there was some type of way they were saying like, you know, it'd be like, hey, you know, you took your pill yet? We all out at the club, and everybody been there. You all out at the club. Then, you know, somebody passing around party favors, and they like, hey, let me see your tongue. Lift your tongue. You took your pill yet? But so they call that drugging. You know, they call that drugging them. So that's a slippery slope, because I know a lot of party goers, you know, back in my day, then they did that. Does that mean they were drugging everybody? At some point, when is personal accountability come into play? I mean, especially if you're an adult.
From the time you enter that situation, the club or whatever, if you know how they roll, I mean, the first time, you know, you're kind of blind, but if you go back, come on,
it's on you. You're an adult. And like T.I. said, everything they did, he felt like was consensual. Adults, they was into what they was into. Now, you see what I'm saying? Now you can't sue me, but you want to defame. I don't know. It's like, it's hard to pick a side in this little battle, and I hate all the innuendo of toxic masculinity, but it's hard. I mean, we're gonna have to continue to follow the story. That's all I know. So y'all stay tuned. Free to be me. Drop a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. Do you believe Sabrina? Do you believe T.I. and them? You know, we want to know. What you got to say, Jess?
Drop a comment. Let us know.
Yeah, and if you drop a comment, we'll review your comment on our next live, or the next live we'll discuss Sabrina and T.I. And but I wish her the best. She got a pride. Look, she got a little pride sample. Would y'all order something off her website? Would y'all try her CBD infused?
If I could, I would, but yeah.
Can't so you
If I was into that, I would.
If I would, you know, I might buy something from her. So does that mean that her marketing strategy has not worked?
Does it mean her marketing strategy is what?
Did that mean that her marketing strategy worked? Since we all are saying that if we could buy it, we probably would buy it, no matter whether we believe her or not. Yeah. Now next week, y'all, we're gonna talk about see what I'm saying? The reason why I feel like, look, let me say a couple things real quick. Number one, and G, you might have some comments on this, but number one, I feel like I've been watching a lot of that what happened in Oklahoma Tulsa, Oklahoma, back 100 years ago, Black Wall Street, where pretty much the government conspired with the Caucasian people of that time to pretty much decimate, um, our black industries that were rivaling some of their dynasties. And so now I feel like I'm not gonna hate on another black person trying to start no business. I'm not finna do that. Even with FL Dusa, you see what I mean? I don't advocate violence. We don't like violence on this show, but this black man is in his legitimate bag trying to get a bag. And yes, he's telling violent stories. But the violent stories come from somewhere. So, and on one hand, I don't want to glorify the violence, but on another hand, I'm not going to stop a young black individual in this society for trying to reclaim what we should have had over 100 years ago. Probably more than that. We just been oppressed. And I don't think other black people should continue to oppress other black people. And so now we're looking down on how they're getting famous. You see what I'm saying? Or how they're getting out there. And that's just where we at in society. Yes, it should be better. The culture is going to evolve. But in the meantime, it's all love in my mind. Now, G, you tell me what you think.
Yeah, like you say, everyone feels like, oh, you're supposed to do it like this, or you should have did it like this. The comedians today feel like the people on Instagram should do it this way, and they shouldn't, just because it's a new wave now, and they don't have to go and sign with some type of production agency or something and giving them 50% and 65% of their income and all of that just because they had to. These new artists and new comedians and stuff that are coming out now are more independent. Young boy had from last I looked into him, he had the #1 song like 3 or 4 times in a year, and that's like out of this world. I don't even think Michael Jackson did that, and then he's not even signed to any label or anything. So, everyone is gonna see how, what I'm saying, I think it's just fitting in with the times, and if you keep doing it how you do it, you know what I'm saying, and staying true to how you are, it's gonna be a positive outcome, I believe. But I never hate on anyone's business. For me personally, I try to promote especially black businesses, young startup black businesses, even if it's somebody selling plates, you know what I'm saying? I go and, give a, here, man, let me get a plate or two. And even if I ain't eating it, here, get this to someone, something like that. So, I'm always looking into history and stuff like that of black people coming up and just our struggle with life, period. So,
Yeah, Jazzy?
Yeah. You wanted me to comment,
If you have any thoughts.
I didn't have it.
thank you.
The state of you don't have no comments on the state of Black America?
I don't have any comments on what?
The state of Black America.
Well, it's been choppy for me here and there, but no, I didn't really know where we were. But the state on Black America, yes, definitely support Black America. We all living, we all learning, we all make mistakes. We human. I feel like we trying to rise, So support Black. That's me. I'm done.
Yeah, Fallon.
Yeah, I've been doing like little pop-up shops here lately, and so every time I go, I try to support. It's like a lot of black businesses out there, so I try to, to support as much as I can. Because, like you said, with the whole Black Wall Street, man, today that would have been worth over $6 billion in today's dollars, and 60 billion if you kept multiplying. So, You know, I just feel like as a community, we just have to come together. It's like we hold each other down because, you know, we do a lot. We hate, you know, instead of helping each other out, we worried about, you know, competing against one another. So if I feel like we can stop trying to look at competing and actually come together, you know, and we can actually be, you know, be strong as a race. And I think that's what holds us back a lot.
Yeah, I don't like all the genocide, you know, and then we glorify it because, I mean, yeah, it may be happening to you right now, but we don't think of the effects. We don't think about the children growing up hearing like the music or playing the video games or playing the movies or watching something on TV. That influences a young mind, you know, and a lot of times it's the parents are already influenced as well. So we can't just say it's the parents' job to train the child. That has not been working. We're all the society now is being consumed with violence. There's a mass shooting almost every day. There's some type of gun violence going on everywhere all the time, no matter the culture, the race, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's already violence is already like a pandemic. It's been a pandemic. Violence begets violence. You know what I mean? And but what I feel like too with the Tulsa thing is that like you say, that would have been $6 billion today. Now, what does that mean to you and I? Well, keep in mind that people that were descendants of the folks in Tulsa who owned businesses, not only did they burn their business down, they found a way to take away their land. They took away their businesses in the legal format, the unfair laws that they passed that wouldn't allow them to do certain things like file insurance on what happened to them, or be able to recoup what happened to them. And what that does 100 years out is that's less wealth passed down to Black generations. So that's less equity you have, that's less land ownership you have. And everybody knows in America and across the globe, the quickest way to wealth is land ownership. If you don't own a piece of land, you don't have any true asset, and that's just the truth. Land is the most valuable thing right now, and all the millionaires will tell you that they may make a crap load of money that one time, but how they sustain it and live off of it for generations, and so their grandkids can live off of it, is land ownership and wealth. And not only did they steal that from us with the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre, they stole the concept, the passing down the tradition to teach our young to buy that. And that city was a beacon to the world. Look what a black industrial society can do, a Black economic power can do. So when they kill those people and burn their things to the ground, that was a message to all other Black communities across America. Don't try it. Don't pass this down to your child. Your child don't need to know this economic stability. Don't try it. And that was heard louder than, you know what, we're gonna try it. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like, the city, if y'all want to Google it and learn more about it, the city was Greenwood, Oklahoma. And I found out that a band that my daddy used to listen to when I was young, he used to play something called a Gap Band for me, like all the time. It was it's named the Gap Band. Those guys are from Ohio, I mean from Oklahoma, and they named the band the Greenwood, and then there's some other streets in Greenwood, and that's what Gap Band came from. And they used their musical lyrics, although we thought they was talking about sex and love and just a jamming song. You dropped the bomb on me, baby. You dropped the bomb on me, but it was really a political song, and they wanted to tell the story before the story was told. Back in the 80s, they wanted to let it out, and they would the media owners would just erase it. They erased it from the newspapers. They erased it from the history books. So the Gap Band had to think of a slick way to stick a message in a song that hopefully will be revealed one day, and today's that day. You know what I mean? And that's what I want rap to do. Rap should be leaving instructions for the next generation on what to do. Not just, yeah, I caught that boy slipping off with his head. I mean, give me a little more than that, please. But that's just my 2 cents.
You on mute, G.
I think a lot of stuff is these days is not looking into the future. A lot of rap artists and stuff, just speaking on the immediate of what they have. There is another thing that was speaking on something similar to that. They talked about Leopold. I think I don't want to get the story wrong, but it was a lot of stuff about Black history that a lot of people don't know about. That's not told. The guy Matt Gates, who's in the newspaper now for the alleged sexual things with the kids and getting, trading stuff through Cash App or whatever. He's he's now, he was in the news just for Thursday or Friday for uh, telling a general about something about being woke, not wanting to taking learning of history out of, I guess, the schools and stuff. And the general was saying that he would, he wants to learn stuff like that. Why would they be considered woke? You know what I'm saying? Why is that a bad thing to not want to know? Because of all these people who they fight with in the army, who stand beside them, why wouldn't they want to know about their history? I think it was I forget the thing. It was social race. I forgot the word of it. But any of y'all heard that story? Are familiar with that story?
I hadn't really heard that particular story. No. But yeah, this type of culture, where we silence the truth, we silence getting to know one another. Like I shared with some folks, my coworkers, honestly, recently that my dad had done a genealogy study to go back in history to figure out where his descendants came from. He'd been doing that for a couple of years, him and my father's side of the family. But on my mama's side, they didn't do it, and my mama said that her grandmother was full-blood Indian. And at the time, that was one of the most shamefulest things you could be. And they didn't discuss it. She don't know much about it. When I grew up, there was all this turquoise jewelry around and all this handmade, little crossbody bags and the beads and, turquoise. And I used to play with them when I was little in my grandmama's house. But I never, it was old. I could tell it was like old stuff, and then as I'm getting older, my mama telling me, I'm like, wait, we got Native American? Like, what's up? And, oh no, we didn't talk about that. They shush me when I ask questions. I don't know. So I'm so pissed that I don't know my own history. You see what I'm saying? So that's a personal thing to me. I'm gonna figure out what's my genealogy? What am I made up of? Because, cowboys and Indians, you see what I'm saying? I can't fault my family because at the time, and you watch all the old westerns, America was cowboys versus the Indians. You didn't want to be no Indian. You know what I'm saying? Because the cowboys are supposed to be the good guy, and the Indians was the savages. But long live the savage. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah. I've been wanting to do the little ancestry thing just to kind of see what all, I'm compromised of, just kind of go back down the line and see.
Yeah, so I think on our next upcoming show, I would love if we could do the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. Let's research that, y'all. Let's kind of bring that to our viewers and kind of, we talking about everything. We talk about whatever's going on, but we got to remember our history too. Might need to do a little history segment. But anyway, it's been real with y'all. I gotta run. So we're gonna end this little broadcast. Anybody got anything they want to throw out there?
Nah.
Yeah. All right, you and Joe now. You make sure you do your little sneaky on the dick. You see what I'm saying? Since you got a little You got an audience over there. Yeah, he act like he TMZ and you Kim Kardashian.
I don't even see how he even comfortable asking me. I would have just, I wouldn't even say that.
Well, hey, at least you got a good relationship with your son because he can come to you and ask you anything. So I ain't even mad at that. All right, peace out, Jazzy. Peace out, G.
All right.